back to my channel. And today's topic is something that I believe most of you guys will enjoy watching. Again, it's past midnight here. And I don't know why. Lately, I'm in the season of creating content, like truly. Like I say, before I go to bed, I'm thinking, what topic should I speak tomorrow? And then before I go to bed, I'm like, I have this inspiration and I want to do a discourse. So that's why today I wanted to talk something. I wanted to talk about going beyond the labels, when the twin flame union feels unconventional. So that's why a very, very warm welcome to all the beautiful souls here. Welcome back to my channel. If you are here, this is where we go beyond the surface cliches of the twin flame journey. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to use the term twin flames anymore because so much of it, so much going on there. But you know what? We don't stop at our divine masculine being scared of love or just wait until he comes back. We talk about the real mechanics, soul remembrance, soul history, the nervous system rewiring, the energetic purging, and the unconventional ways union actually shows up. And one thing I want to say is that, monadic twin flame journey, everybody's journey is super unique. Like every client I work with, every story is extremely different because think about it, we come from different star origins. We are star seeds from all over the galaxies. We all have a unique history, so how can our journeys be the same, right? But of course certain parts may connect, like the human experience, but remember, all our journeys are extremely rare. So today I want to speak about something that so many of you have written to me about, but almost nobody feels safe enough to admit out loud. And this is, and what it is. What if your twin flame union doesn't look like everyone else's? What if your path is unconventional? Because here's the truth, most of what you've been told about the twin flame journey is just one part of the story. So I want to really go into the unseen threads of connections. There are popular narratives. Popular narratives make it sound like union is a neat fairy tale. You meet, you recognize, you merge, you live happily ever after. And if your journey doesn't look like that, you're made to feel like you're doing something wrong or that it's not real. But real twin flame paths are often messy, non-linear, and full of paradox. They can defy timelines, labels, and every rule society tells you about what a relationship is supposed to look like. Famous 3D relationships full of Instagram pictures, full of 1,000 roses, full of flash and glamour and proposals. And think about the ancient times when marriages were small and intimate. It was celebrated by the community because it was important to know but nowadays look at the marriages. You have thousands of people in a wedding, but no one even sees anyone anymore. So what's the point? But well, that is the Instagram marriage. People want to get married to post on Instagram. That's how our world has become totally distorted. Truly, guys, like marriage is beautiful, but the way it's headed, very sad. That's the reason why, society has got different rules, has got different ways of telling you what a relationship should be. But the reality is, if every relationship went through the stages we twin flames go through, there'll be little to no divorces because you will only be in union when you are stable. But most relationships aren't like that, you see. That's the thing. But we are here not to talk about other relationships. We are here to talk about the twin flame connection. So that's the thing, right? all the popular narratives that make it sound like fairy tale and all that. But you see, that doesn't mean our journey is invalid either. It means union is working through a higher intelligence, one that isn't bound to human approval. That's why the whole how a relationship should be doesn't make sense. So let's look beyond the fairy tale. Let's dismantle a big myth right now. Twin flame union is not about immediate perfection. Please get perfection out. Nor is it about proving your love to the outside world. It's really like the before sunset sunrise movie, when the third movie, when they finally get together, they will still be bickering, but with awareness. So that's what twin flame union is. You're still going to have your 3D body, you're still going to have your 3D stuff, but you will do it with much more awareness, and that's what stable union is about. Remember, you got to dismantle the myth. I want to say it over and over again. Twin flame union is not about perfection, nor is it about proving your love to the outside world. Instagram, this, that. Nope. Why would you marry your divine husband again and again and again? You've already had that divine marriage, the first time in the cosmic egg and then into union and all that. True unions is an internal process. That's the reality. I feel like the marriages on earth, they even take place is because souls might never even see each other again. So that's why they want to have a grand celebration, because they might never see each other again. But in a twin flame connection, you're always going to see each other again. If not this lifetime, the next lifetime. But the truth is, twin flames are meant to come into union. That is the reality. That is the truth, because there was never separation to begin with. The separation is only in the mind, and once the mind goes on a holiday, you start asking your mind, hey, be my assistant, then you will realize that obstacle is removed, and naturally you will come into 3D stable union. So that's why true union is an internal process. It's soul level recognition. It's the merging of frequencies that often happens long before physical proximity catches up. And yes, it might look unconventional, because the purpose of this path isn't to perform a relationship that fits into a box. It's to collapse illusions, to awaken you, to heal karmic timelines, and to rewrite love itself. That's why let's name some of the unconventional parts, because just hearing them might bring you relief. Geographic separation. Some of you live across oceans. The physical miles doesn't diminish the connection. They become the training ground for third energy activation, for field holding, to understanding the combined energy fields, for remembering that love is quantum and not local. Oh, age gaps, very popular thing. Age gaps and societal expectations. Maybe there's a big age difference. Maybe it could be 10, it could be 20, it could be 50, or it could be 1, or it could be same age. You see, culture or background. Sometimes you might not even have any of this. You might be so similar. So that's why you have to appreciate the diversity. But really, this isn't random. It's designed to break through social conditioning and force you to see love beyond what's acceptable. That's why prior commitments and complex family structures, these things play a deep part. Perhaps one or both of you already have families, careers, or life paths that seems immovable. The union doesn't cancel those realities. It alchemizes them. It teaches you how to weave soul realignment even inside layered human obligations. So navigating the shadows. Now here's the hard part. Unconventional unions bring unconventional shadows. They test you in ways others can't understand. You may feel constant pressure from outside voices, people judging, dismissing, or telling you it's not real. That's why don't even tell them. No, for real. Like, you see, you can only tell a person who can understand, right? And if people are not used to a twin flame connection, they're not going to get it. And this is what would cause you doubt, right? And that's the thing. the judging, dismissing, telling you it's not, it all adds noise to the field. Our divine masculine is already going through that, you know. Friends are saying it, they're saying that, blah, blah, blah. But here's the truth. The deeper truth is the very challenges you're facing are accelerators of growth. The tension between what your soul knows and what society says forces you into sovereignty. It demands that you root into self love so deeply that no external rejection can uproot you. So, this is why unconventional unions often progress faster spiritually because they burn off the illusion quicker. They leave you with nothing to hold except for your own truth. Validation and empowerment. So, let me validate you right now. If your union doesn't look like the books, the Instagram reels, or the fairy dust narratives, that does not make it less of a twin flame connection. In fact, it confirms that you are in a monadic twin flame connection. Twin flame union is not about what's visible to others, it's about what happens inside the field between you. It's the pull you can't explain, the healing that keeps happening, the sacred mirror that transforms you whether you're physically together or not. Your path is unique, your timing is unique, and the unconventional way it looks might actually be the most direct route for your soul. So that's why, if you've been doubting yourself, take this as confirmation. Your union is real. Even if it's unconventional, excuse me, even if it's unconventional, in fact, it's precisely in the unconventional that your deepest lessons and your greatest powers are found. Trust your intuition, trust the connection, and above all, trust that your journey doesn't need to be validated by external appearances because the soul always knows. And that's the truth, guy. The power is always within you. Always trust your intuition, trust your gut. Always have a private relationship with God. We all have a direct line with God, no middle person. Please honor your higher self. The teacher is within. All external teachers, we are mere inspirations to your journey. That's what a teacher is supposed to be. That's what I strive to be, to inspire you so that you will find your own truth from within, directly from your higher self, from cosmic consciousness. So that's the reason why. Let's go beyond the labels. Does it really matter? Even I'm doing these discourses for the sake of teaching. But in reality, your divine masculine and you, my divine masculine and me, we are just normal people enjoying love, life in a human body, human flesh. That too temporary. And the journey never ends. As souls, we are infinite, aren't we? And we keep on exploring. That's why it doesn't end in union, it truly begins. Stargates and portals and everything. When you start discovering Earth with your divine masculine, it's a whole new level of experience. The places you may have traveled before, and now you have your divine masculine by your side. I tell you, even a hot chocolate would look magical when you're in stable union with your divine masculine. Even the northern lights will look extraordinary when you are in stable union with your divine masculine. Everything will look magnificent because in stability, true growth is born. Infinitely, we keep on growing, we keep on evolving. That's the beauty of stable twin monadic twin flame union. You keep on evolving every single day. You learn something new, you become better. So that is what union is about. Beyond the labels and honoring our every journey is extremely, extremely, extremely unique. So that is the reason why you got to trust your intuition. You got to get excited over the small things. You got to appreciate separation as preparation. You got to appreciate every stage of your journey, because there's no end to this. Even in the Matrix movie, after Neo and Trinity unite, they are back in the Matrix, aren't they? Only to find each other again. And that is the truth. Adventures. Think about the galactic lifetimes you've had. Millions and millions and millions of lifetimes you've had after coming out of the cosmic egg. Think about all the adventures. Think about all the divine chocolate you ate. There is a star system that's just devoted to divine chocolate, by the way. So think about everything, and here you're crying over. But that too is valid, because in a way, we have come here to experience the pain, because there is no pain like separation here on earth, in the density, in the veil where you can't remember. Because in the pain there's beauty, and when you get into union, it's not the best feeling in the world. It's beyond that. It's a feeling of coming home and anchoring the home and realizing home was always your divine counterpart. And you also realize that the most romantic thing in the twin flame journey is finding each other again and again and again, and that too in a planet like Earth. How romantic is that, right? So, thank you for being here, for listening, and walking this path with courage. It is very important to acknowledge every stage in your connection, every single emotion, every fear, every pain you face. It's all, honor them. Remember, it's all part of the soul's journey. And finding each other again amidst all the obstacles and restrictions and interventions, and the noise in the field, and finally being together in stable union. May you all be blessed with stable union, because I can feel it, I can see it. Every single person is connecting to this video. You guys are going to be in union. All right, with that, see y'all again, and love you all. And share your story in the comments below. If your twin flame path feels unconventional, this is your space to be heard and to realize you're not alone. So let's build a community of validation, support, and inspiration together. All right, see you all again, and good night.